Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today it is the 14th of May 2024. Quick request for a favour, if I may make that, please, and that's if I can ask you to subscribe to the channel, because that'd be great and a big help. So please do click that little button if you would. Today it's Vanden Plas and their recently released album, The Empyrean Equation of the Long Lost Things. Now, I don't know what that means, but it's about the music, isn't it? And let me tell you that with this album, Vanden Plas have got one of the finest progressive metal albums you're ever likely to hear, or might have already heard. It's jaw-dropping, marvellous stuff. It's got a lot. It's heavy, it's bombastic, melodic, symphonic. The musicianship is just ridiculously good. It's technical, but it's easily accessible, and all makes an album which for me delivers to extreme levels on all levels. You know, for me, after listening to this for the past couple of weeks almost constantly, it's right up there with the best that the likes of Dream Theater, Symphony X, etc. have ever done. And that includes, you know, their acknowledged top tier stuff such as Scenes from a Memory or 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence for Dream Theater, or for Symphony X, let's say the Odyssey or New Mythology Suite. You know, what Vanden Plas here is just it's right up there and beyond that kind of stuff. What have we got going on then musically? Well, the title track starts off an 8-minute instrumental, which is just marvellous, and this album marks the first lineup change in the band's 30 or so year history, with original keyboardist Gunter Werno leaving and his replacement incoming being Alessandro Del Vecchio, and of course maybe that's got something to do with the link with the label, you know, Frontiers, because Del Vecchio's heavily involved there, isn't he, and Vanden Plas are on Frontiers. But anyway, Del Vecchio puts in a fine stint throughout, and on that opening title track he gets an immediate opportunity to make his mark over the course of what is a quite bombastic 8-minute instrumental. Well, I say instrumental if you want to be pedantic about it. There are 6 lines of lyric around halfway through, but you know, I'll still call it an instrumental. It's ridiculously good. You know, the keyboard work is superb, from little bits of gentle piano that start it off to all sorts of other swirls and sounds. Andreas Lill drums like a beast, as always. Torsten Reichert thunders with his bass, and like Stefan Lill, what a guitar player, and he just shows what a fine player he is. Such dexterity, feeling and power. What a guitarist. And as always, we've got Andy Kuntz blasting out vocals with that monster voice that's got the full range, hasn't it? It's got the powerful stuff, it's got the emotional stuff. Just what a recipe for a band, all in all. You know, that opener is a real attention grabber, and each member of the band gets an opportunity to show what they have, and you know, it sets the stall out for what's to follow. So what does follow? Well, My Icarian Flight has a bit more of a melodic feel to it, but it's got the riff and it's got the mazy guitar runs and a huge vocal. Tremendous stuff. One of the shortest on the album at just under 6 minutes, I think that is. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Sanctimonarium. Yeah, let's stick with that. Sanctimonarium. This is about 10 minutes, but it's so skillfully composed, twisting and turning, progressive metal of intensity. And it notable for the interplay between the guitar and the keyboards during the instrumental parts. You know, again, it just holds the attention all the way through. The Sacrilegious Mind Machine. This thumps along. You know, we've got that familiar machine gun drumming that lays down a foundation for, you know, a sweeping number which ebbs and flows strongly. It goes backwards and forwards. Some interesting keyboard work and more of that guitar mastery from Stefan Lill. By this time, you're a bit breathless. You know, it's been such an enjoyable onslaught, that those first tracks. You feel like you need a bit of a breather, you know, because the pace has been that relentless. And They Call Me God gives us that bit of a breather. Well, sort of. it starts, we've got some more of that gentle piano. It's soulfully emotional vocal, and it gives the listener what's going on. It feels like it's going to be a more sensitive ballad, but perhaps with some symphonic undertones in the background. And it's so well done, But then wait for the second half when everything else kicks off. Lil cuts in with one of the finest solos you'll hear. It's so full of feeling and emotion. The keyboard swells, adding the atmosphere. Stupendous stuff. It really is. And talking about stupendous, that's an adjective which applies to the 15-minute closing track, The March of the Saints. Now, this is just remarkable progressive metal epic. Jaw-dropping proportions. There's so many twists and turns. It goes this way, it goes that way. It changes pace. It's just, well, in a similar way to the opener, but with longer and more going on. And so again, it's got the scope and the composition that each member of the band gets the opportunity to show off individually and collectively just how good they are. And it's a song that's got to be heard to be believed how good it is. And that applies, got to be heard to be believed how good it is to the whole album. It is that good. Progressive metal of an incredibly high standard. Remarkable. I think it's great. Well, you can probably tell if you've been listening. So top marks to Vanden Plas. Fantastic album. Various formats available on Amazon and no doubt other places, but I'll put a link below in the description. Do check it out because it's properly seriously recommended. So that's Vanden Plas, The Empyrean Equation of the Long Lost Things. Please do subscribe to the channel before you go, because that, as I said, that'd be great and a big help. So please do if you would. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.